Good morning. My name is Chris Bush. I'm with the Center for Executive and Professional Education. I would like to thank you for joining us this morning, or whatever time it is in your time zone, for the University of Windsor's webinar on the Master of Engineering Mechanical Engineering program, specifically in automotive. The purpose of this session today will be able to give you some insights into the program, some more information about completing your degree here in Canada, and also some details on how to apply, etc. Uh, just some quick housekeeping points to talk about before we get going. We will have the opportunity to, you'll have the opportunity to ask questions by typing your message into the GoToWebinar toolbar, which is showed on your screen. As I won't be, it's just myself today. We'll be replying to email, applying to questions by email after the presentation. We won't be able to answer them in real time at the same time. But feel free when anything comes up, or if you have a problem, please let me know as we go along. So once again, my name is Chris Bush. I'm with the Center for Executive and Professional Education. And at this point, we'll get going. So, one of the most important things that I get asked quite often when talking to students is, why should I complete a degree in Canada versus other institutions and countries around the world? The thing to remember is Canada has a very unique, high quality post secondary system. We really promote the idea of high quality in the delivery of academic programs, also quality in relations to physical infrastructure and service. Academic integrity is one of the core elements to the Canadian post secondary system. Therefore, it makes sure that your degree is valued and recognized globally. Canadians are a very diverse people. It is an immigration based country with a wide range of people. And I'll be talking a little bit more about our diversity, mostly in Windsor, as we move forward. Some other values that are important for students that are coming to Canada is understanding that we really have a strong belief in equality. All individuals are treated equally, regardless of any race, sex, etc. And you have the ability to study in a very safe environment. Canada is known internationally as a very safe, democratic country where you can express your beliefs openly. And this goes into the last kind of Canadian value to talk about this morning is the idea of tolerance. All Canadian universities, including the University of Windsor, are committed to providing a wide range of world class programs in an academic environment that we describe as welcoming, stimulating intellectually, and in which tolerance and celebration of cultural and educational diversity are paramount. So these values are across Canadian post secondary institutions and also at the University of Windsor. Now, if you look at what another aspect is the idea of Canada and Windsor being a healthy and safe community. The United Nations ranks Canada as one of the best places in the world to live. It's something we're very proud of, and this also translates to one of the best places in the world to study. There's a fundamental respect for human rights, equality, and study is done in a stable and very peaceful society. Students always want to know, why should I complete my degree in Canada? And one of the most important elements I always think is that the qualifications that you get are going to be valued globally. Canadian post secondary institutions and the University of Windsor have very high academic standards. This academic standards is relation to admissions, related to academic integrity as you're completing your degree, and also the conferring of degrees. Degrees are earned, not purchased. Therefore, that degree is very well recognized globally. If you're looking at obtaining other employment and using a graduate degree to help set yourself apart, parchment from the University of Windsor will help in that. If you're also looking on doing additional studies, a doctorate, etc., either in Canada, North America, or abroad, getting a master's degree from a Canadian post-secondary institution, especially at the University of Windsor, will help it. help open doors for your future, and also benefits regardless. If we look at the price compared to the other institutions in the market, you'll find the Canadian post secondary system has a very affordable uh, type of education compared to, say, the UK or the US and Australia. The quality and living standards are the highest among the world, which makes it, compared to its peers, equitable. However, the cost of living and tuition, so when I say cost of living, that can be rent, cell phone bills, etc., is significantly lower than the US and the UK, making the completion of your degree more affordable. If you also look in Windsor, the cost of living in Windsor, a city of about 250,000 people, a few hours outside of Toronto, etc. The price is very economical for students, making the overall cost of a degree very obtainable for most individuals. If we look at where Windsor itself is specifically located, it's located in the province of Ontario, which is one of Canada's largest provinces, both economically and geographically. It's Canada's southernmost cities, which means we benefit from some gorgeous weather. We have the same latitude as Northern California. We have a very close proximity to some major centers. So, for example, my office currently right now overlooks the Detroit River. So Detroit is just a few minutes away by either tunnel or bridge. Toronto, which is one of our major capitals here in Canada, is about 3 hours from Windsor by train, 50 minutes by plane, or by car. If we look at Chicago, Washington, and a few other centers, these are all centers which are in close proximity to Windsor and very accessible. So, for example, students can take a shuttle over to Detroit and either by plane or by train get to Chicago within a few hours. Now, when I mentioned at the beginning that one of the Canadian values is diversity, you can actually see this when you look at statistics about Windsor. Windsor, Ontario has been ranked nationally as one of Canada's safest and most culturally diverse cities. This picture on your screen really is related to the Detroit River. It's the Detroit River flowing between the two countries. In the background, you'll see the world headquarters or global headquarters of General Motors, which is something I'll be talking about in relationship to our automotive program. But also, this is the Windsor Riverfront. It's a park area that runs from the University of Windsor all the way through past downtown Windsor, approximately 8 kilometers in distance. And people bike, run, walk, sit out there during the summer, etc., study, and there's no issue when it comes to safety. Culturally diverse, there's a wide range of individuals that come from across the world that live and reside in Windsor. One question people typically do ask is in relationship to our weather. Right now, we're just coming into spring. Today is the first day of spring. We have four very distinct seasons, which is sometimes people think Canada is a cold country. If you look at Windsor, we have a summer average of about 23 degrees. It can go up into the 90s or low hundreds in some cases. That's in Fahrenheit, of course, typically up into the low 30s. We have over 2,200 sunshine hours, making Windsor a great place for growing produce. The agricultural sector is quite large in this region, including greenhouses, which are producing some of the world's most popular fruits and vegetables year round. It's also Canada's warmest autumn and highest average temperature overall, making Windsor summers and all seasons a great place for recreation purposes. Now, specifically about the University of Windsor, I thought I'll tell you a little bit about the institution before we get into the MN Auto program specifically. The University of Windsor is a comprehensive institution, which means that we have a full range of programs, not only at the undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral levels, but we fully embrace the concept of research and teaching going together. Our faculty are very active in the research realm. All faculty members are expected to conduct research, and they bring that research into the classroom, making the benefits of getting a degree at Windsor quite beneficial. We have 150 degree programs in all kind of areas, 9 separate faculties. So, for example, the engineering faculty is one of our 9 faculties and one of the larger ones on campus. And all programs are fully accredited by what we call the Ontario Quality Council. In Canada, post-secondary institutions are public institutions which fall under the jurisdiction of the province. In the province of Ontario, the Ontario Quality Council ensures the high academic rigor, ensuring that all programs that are delivered are of top quality, therefore allowing your degree to be fully recognized globally. Just to talk about some of the services that the university offers related to this program, one of the things that is quite interesting is our Center for Career Education. The Center for Career Education provides a variety of programs to students that are enrolled in the MEng Auto program. One of them is a cooperative model, which I'll be talking about in a few minutes. Co-op education allows you to work and study at the same time in a placement-based model. We also have a Connect Canada internship program, which once again is a paid internship combination between research and education. A volunteer internship program, which allows individuals to be placed in a nonprofit or startup firm on a volunteer basis to get you some Canadian work experience, which is very beneficial. But also, the Center for Career Education offers quite a few workshops and services to help you. This includes resume help, interview prep, career planning, etc. A lot of our graduates are looking to work in Canada either for a few years or to return to their home country, but also have a little bit of work experience behind them. So the Center for Career Education definitely helps these students with these goals in mind. From an international student standpoint, the university is comprised of 17,000 students. About 10% of them are international. We have an international student center that supports our international population. And these services that they offer include help with your visa permit, counseling, and support. Now, I mean visa, they don't help you with your student visa, but they will help you with your work permit and any visa issues that arise during your study. The International Student Center also offers quite a few social events, clubs, etc. We have a multi-faith space that's available for all students. You access this with your student card. And a soft landing program, which ensures that you arrive in Canada and get to campus, including one night of accommodation and shuttle service from the airport. All these services helps make our international students really feel welcome and helps with adjustment. Traveling from abroad and coming to Canada for your education is an experience, and they're here to help. For individuals that may require language assistance, we do offer, through our Center for English Language Development, a full-time program that helps meet our language proficiency requirements. This is a pathway program to the University of Windsor. So, for example, in the MEng Auto program, you are required to provide a standard language score, which is equivalent to an IELTS of 6.5. If you have a score of less than 6.5, we have a solution for you. The English Language Improvement Program offered by the Center for English Language Development can take students with an IELTS as low as 5 and help them move up in their language proficiency in a very welcoming environment by focusing on reading, listening, oral and written communications. These programs are all flexible and very student-driven. So depending on your needs, so for example, if you need to improve your written communications, the faculty and instructors that work at the Center for English Language Development really can help you tailor your program to be able to expand on your needs, allowing you to enter your academic program without needing to take any other standard language scores or tests, I mean. So now we'll get into some specifics about the MEng Auto program. Now, the program is also offered with co-op or without, and we'll get into the details about that before. This program is offered in partnership between the Center for Executive and Professional Education at the University of Windsor, which is where my office is located, and also the Faculty of Engineering. The Faculty of Engineering is solely responsible for the academic elements related to the program, where our office at CEPE is really responsible for taking care of you. So related to recruitment, also here to support you as you move through with what I would say is the non-academic elements. So for example, helping you with paying your tuition, helping in regards to answering questions about services on campus, etc. Also organizing quite a few social events as well as groups. So the Faculty of Engineering is one of our largest faculties, as I mentioned previously. It also is in a brand new home, the Ed Lumley Center for Engineering Innovation, recently opened. This is a state-of-the-art engineering faculty. The University of Windsor made an investment of $112 million into this facility. It is 300,000 square feet of high-tech elements throughout. It was designed to be a learning environment as well. So, for example, when you come to campus, you'll notice that even structural elements are built into the building to be demonstrated. So, people in our civil and environmental department actually can observe in a hands on manner how buildings are designed. When we look at mechanical, automotive, and materials engineering, this is where the MEng Auto program resides, one of the four departments within the Faculty of Engineering. The Master of Engineering program is one of our flagship programs, and that's because we're known as Canada's Automotive University. And that really is related to our geographical location, research, and teaching strengths. So here in Windsor, we are known as Canada's automotive capital, with homes of Chrysler Canada and also manufacturing facilities for GM, Chrysler, and Ford. Across the river is the Detroit Big Three plus Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers. So we are completely immersed within the automotive sector, both in Canada and also for all of North America. This gives you and our faculty access to state-of-the-art equipment and connections right to the industry. A lot of our graduates have gone on to get employment specifically in these areas, and it's because of the connection that the institution has with this sector. Our faculty really put an emphasis on the operation design of materials and the associated manufacturing technologies, and you'll be given hands-on experience into these areas as part of the MEng Auto program. If we talk about the program specifically, it is a prescribed curriculum comprised of 8 courses that are delivered over 3 semesters. Okay, this allows the courses to be amended. There is no the curriculum is determined on a cohort by cohort basis based on industry trends and availability, giving you the first rate instruction throughout your program. So the Master of Engineering Automotive program, if you look at the picture here is of Dr. Sabiziak, who is one of our top-ranked faculty members that teaches in the program, along with our MEng Auto students within his research lab getting a demonstration. One of the potential courses that you may be taking is Fundamentals of Clean Engine Technology, Vehicle Dynamics, and Automotive Sensor Systems. Clean engine technology is one of Dr. Sabiziak's leading areas of research. And as you can see, this research is brought into the classroom as well on a daily basis. Additional other classes could include automotive paint and industrial coatings, automotive applications for NVH, and hybrid powertrains. All in total, 8 classes that are delivered over multiple semesters. One of the things I want to spend a few minutes talking about is relation to co-op education. Now, as I mentioned before, the MEng Auto program has 2 streams, MEng Auto and MEng Auto with co-op. It is an optional program that you can elect to enroll in within the first term. The co-op education is meant to describe a cooperative partnership between an employer and the University of Windsor, aka the student as well. Co-op allows you to get hands-on experience within an employment setting where you get training and education at the same time. You get a fully paid work term. This is an experiential based learning and is fully supported through our Center for Career Education. The Center for Career Education provides you, as part of the co op program, with a program called Co op 101, which is to get you ready. Then also resume workshops, preparation for going into what would be a job hunt. Overall, individuals get a Canadian work experience, but one of the most interesting things is, as I mentioned, it's a paid work term. So students can expect to get to bring a salary for a 4-month work term of approximately $6,000 to $8,000 Canadian. Now, this allows individuals to offset the cost of their tuition. Now, it is a competitive process, much like every kind of employment situation. So, the process works where employers post a position with our Center for Career Education. Students then apply for the position and are interviewed. After the interview, students are ranked by the employer, and then the top individuals are offered the position and they move through. The majority of our MEng co-op students that are currently enrolled in the program all have obtained paid internships or non-paid internships related to the program already. So we're viewing this as incredibly successful. However, employment opportunities, as you can imagine, are not guaranteed. Individuals have to apply for the positions and be selected to participate in the co-op program as well. And because additional services are provided, there is additional fees associated with the program, and we'll talk about that in just a few moments. The thing of interest is the co-op program. The structure does change compared to the traditional program. So, for example, the traditional program goes on a 4-study term program where you take 8 classes over 4 terms. So if you're taking the co-op program, in terms 1, 2, and 3, you would continue with your academic work, taking 2 classes per term. In term 4, you would actually take what we would describe as a work term. This is where you go on your paid internship in a place of employment, conducting work related to your degree. And then you return in semester 5 for your final study term. As you can see, participating in the co-op program has benefits. You get Canadian work experience. It is a paid placement. You also get to have some experiential based learning opportunities, but it will extend the time you stay in Canada by 1 extra term. And this is to fit in the work term component. If you elected not to go with co-op, what would happen is in term 4 would be a study term, and you would graduate after 16 months. The co-op education program would see you graduating in 20 months in total. So the Master of Engineering Automotive program has quite a different admission criteria compared to some of our other programs offered by the center. We're looking for a qualifying degree of 4 years in engineering or in applied sciences. A grade point average when converted over to Canadian standard would be a B. An IELTS score of 6.5. If you've written a TOEFL, that's fine. We're just looking for an equivalency to an IELTS of 6.5. This is overall. You may have a band score that is lower, but provided that the overall score is 6.5, that is acceptable. We're looking for 2 letters of reference to go along with the program. Now, the options when it comes to letters of reference can be from an academic source. Those are preferred. If you are currently conducting your undergraduate studies, you might elect to contact one of your faculty that you have connected with over your studies and ask them for a letter of reference as well. As I mentioned before, language training is available. So English language study for second language students is offered through the Center for English Language Development. When you apply for the program, if your language score is lower than our admission requirement, we will attempt to identify a language pathway. That being said, so for example, You could come 4 months in advance and take our language program and then start your academic program in September. At any point in time, you can have that condition removed by providing an updated standard language test. A lot of our students that come globally are already undertaking language training programs in their home country, and that's fantastic. We would just encourage you to provide us a language score 60 days prior to starting your academic program to ensure that you're going to have the language proficiency required to be academically successful. What the institution does not want is to see you arrive in Canada with a language score that is lower than the requirements, or if you're not completing our English language program. We'll quickly just spend a few moments in talking about program fees. The base program cost is $25,500. Now that is for 4 terms, 8 classes overall. After, if you have language training or any other requirements, the program costs do vary. All international students are required to participate in our health plan, which allows you to see any doctor, emergency room, etc. As part of the Ontario Health Insurance Plan, it's an equivalency program offered by Green Shield Insurance. The other thing is you also get drug and dental coverage during your time offered through the Graduate Student Society. Textbooks are an estimate of approximately $1,500. Individuals there's a wide variety of ways to reduce textbook costs. All textbooks are available in our library on a reserve basis. Individuals share textbooks with colleagues, etc. There is ways of controlling those costs. We estimate that living expenses are about $10,000. This is just related to what we would say accommodations in the shared housing model. The University of Windsor does offer residence on campus if you are interested. Alternatively, lots of our students elect to live in off-campus housing. The University of Windsor is surrounded by a wide variety of privately owned homes, which are available for rent. We have even some cases where students that will come together and rent the same house. So, for example, we have an MNG Auto House and quite a few other homes where individuals have connected with each other to have shared experiences. Incidentals is related to the student societies, etc., and other costs. So overall, if you don't require any language training, we estimate that the MNG Auto program will be approximately $40,000 from completion to end. This is in Canadian dollars, and all fees are subject to change upon approval of our Board of Governors, and that those decisions are made on an annual basis. And as you can see, the fees change if you require language training, etc. Overall. On an employment side, just before we wrap up, it's always of interest to students, is students are eligible to work while they're conducting their studies in Canada. As I mentioned, one of the programs that you can to obtain employment is related to co-op. A cooperative education gives you salary related to your work term. But all full-time students that are enrolled in a participating publicly funded post-secondary institution such as the University of Windsor can work while they're in Canada. Off campus, you can work for up to 20 hours a week. There's a wide variety of off-campus employment opportunities. They may range from something casual to something more career track. On-campus opportunities are available, but somewhat limited given that we have a wide variety of students, 17,000 students, always looking for employment. But two of the other important elements related to employment are what happens after you complete your degree. So after you complete your MNG Auto degree, you're actually able to stay in Canada for up to 3 years. And this is related to a postgraduate work permit. Under the Canadian Experience class, it recognizes individuals with a specific skill set that can stay in Canada for an extended period of time. So in this case, you can stay in Canada for up to 3 years in obtaining employment. And if successful, it's a pathway to what we would call as PR status as well. If you are married or have a common law partner, they are also able to come to Canada with you and seek employment while you're conducting studies under a common law partner work permit. So, just before we wrap up, I'll just take a moment to tell you how you can apply. So, you can apply online at our website, which is uwindsor.ca/international programs. If you elect to apply, you can send your supporting documents to the address located on your screen and also on our website. The other opportunity is to use an approved international representative in your country. You can find more information about our agents on our website as well under international applicants. If you have any kind of further questions, as I mentioned before, all the questions that you've typed into the question box on the GoToWebinar toolbar will be answered either by email or directly after this presentation. If you have any other questions, you can phone us here at the center. The number is there. Or email us, which is typically the preferred version, at apply@uwindsor.ca. Or you can find more information on our website at uwindsor.ca/international programs. I would also encourage you to join our Facebook site to learn about more about the center, ask questions, hear from our students, etc. You can find us under UWIN-CEPE. You also can find that on our website as well. So once again, I would like to thank you for your time. We promised that the presentation would be done in 30 minutes, and we're right on schedule. I would encourage you to type your questions into the question box, and we will get back to you by email as soon as we can. And once again, I hope you consider the University of Windsor for your post-secondary education. The MEng Auto program has been specifically designed to help you to obtain employment within that sector or continue within graduate studies within the mechanical engineering automotive realm. And I truly think that selecting the University of Windsor will really help you set yourself apart in your career. Thank you very much.